Hi guys, hope you guys are all having a good Thursday afternoon. I completely forgot what day it was just for a split second. I know it's been a little while since I've been over here to record. It's been crazy, y'all. I won't lie. I feel like someone hit fast forward and it's just been nonstop for me. I won't even play. Like work and more work and more work and more work, and it seems like the days got longer, and in between working and trying to deal with the situation with Terry and dealing with the situation with my mom, and just everything is just in fast forward right now. So I got home today and it's still daylight, and I was really thankful for that, because it's been after dark when I've been getting home. Can't remember where I left off with you guys. I don't go back and watch my own videos. I just don't. So I'm gonna try to fill in the blanks as much as I can. Situation with mom is pretty much the same. They let her come home from the hospital and she's gonna go back in for outpatient surgery. I have not talked to her since that day that I recorded, the last video over here, and it's not because I don't want to. It's just, I put it out there and there just hasn't been a response to it. Still praying for her and still praying for the situation, and I can't say thank you enough to you guys for your prayers for her. I want a positive outcome with it more than anything. You know what I mean? I know it's absolutely terrifying, and that's why I don't push the envelope too much of not talking to her. I just kind of wait. You know what I mean? Wait and pray. That's all we can do, But the situation with Terry, it's drug on, it seems like, probably since that last video. I can't remember if that last video that I recorded was when he was put in confinement and I was sent away from the visit, maybe. I can't remember, y'all. But he has since been transferred. He's at a new camp, and I made a visit down there on Saturday to see him. It was so crazy, y'all. That trip down there, like, it was so bad that I am really contemplating whether I even want to go back. And that's serious, because, in our relationship, our visits are everything to me and everything to him. And I'm probably just talking smack right now, because it'll hit me that I haven't seen him, and then I'll want to see him, and then I'll go again. But maybe I'm just griping a little bit, I don't know. But it was a terrible, awful trip down there, y'all. The camp that he is at is probably one of the worst run ones that I've seen. And I've done a lot of research on this place since visiting there. I did some research before I went, but it's a really bad place. It's a bad camp. I don't know why he's there. And I question it, and he's even questioned it, and it's just one of those situations where all I can do is put it in God's hands and hope and pray that things will shift and he'll get moved from there, and he'll be put somewhere else, because it's just not a good place. It's not a good place, Not to hit fast forward too much, but when I got in there to visit with him and a sergeant is standing there telling me that he shouldn't be there, like, it's a bad place, So the trip down there was crazy. I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, before the trip, I'll tell you guys, when he called me on that Thursday. And if you're following on Facebook, then you guys already knew when he was transferred. So he called me on that Thursday, and he was really, really worked up, and he was like, they put me in the pits of hell over here. I don't know why they put me here. I got enemies here, and I have a special review here, and I don't know why they did this. And, he was telling me about the classification officer telling him before he boarded the bus that morning, please just go home, make it home from there. And I'm like, oh God, you know what I mean? He ended up getting transferred from there to South Florida. It's like a reception center, and he was robbed in there and basically threatened over a pair of headphones. And that's the thing about prison. People, they take ownership over anything that you have, anything of value that you have. If they want it, they're going to take it, and they'll take your life over it, especially the lifers in there. They don't have nothing to lose. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way, because there's some people in there that are serving life that shouldn't be serving life. But then you have the ones that, they really just have nothing to lose, and they will kill you for a set of headphones. You know what I mean? So he was pretty worked up, and he called me on that Thursday, and he was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they brought me here. I can't believe that I'm here. I'm ducking low, I'm hiding out in my dorm, and you know, it was hard. It was hard to hear him, you know, be so worked up about it. And I asked him, I said, well, you know, I want to come. I don't know where you are. I'm going to try to research this place and see like the mileage, because I know it was further down south. Like, I already knew that. I didn't think it was as far down as it actually is. Like, I don't know if you guys use Google Maps, and Google Maps for me usually works like on point, but not this trip, y'all. Not this trip. It was absolutely crazy. The camp is a lot different. So anyways, he tells me, he's like, you know, come on Saturday. I want to see you. It's been over a month. I want to talk to you. And I'm like, all right, I'll be there. So I get up early in the morning. You know, I go to bed real early on Friday, and I've been in this routine for so long of going on Sunday that Friday is usually just a late night for me. You know what I mean? At home, like, I'm always working on projects, or, you know, with the kids or whatever. It's the winding down kind of period. So my brain was going 90 miles an hour, and I didn't fall asleep like I should have. So I woke up, wasn't late or anything. I get on the road, and I get down there on the turnpike, and then it was like, oh, okay, the turnpike's cool. Yeah, the roads are different. There's no road construction going on. I'm going to make it, and it's not going to be a problem. Wrong. Wrong, wrong. The tolls there have, like, increased tremendously since the last time I've even drove on there. Like, it was $9, I think, when I got on, and then, like, $9 when I got off, and seems like there were some tolls in between there somewhere. I don't know, but I think I calculated, like, $27 in tolls. Like, that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I made it down there, and the camp is set up way different. It's a higher level of security. So you have, you got the dogs out in the parking lot. You have a clipboard that you sign. You have a waiting area that's nowhere attached to that building at all. And the people that work in there, I'm guessing that they're just used to just the chaos and the attitudes from the public, that they automatically just have that impression of every person that walks through there. So it was difficult. It was very difficult for me to go in there. I'm always nice to everybody, you know what I mean? And to go in, it was like automatic attitude. And I'm like, how do I do this? Like, I'm going to be nice, you know? Then the dog is in there, and the dog was behind the fence, and they're waiting for the dog to alert. Do you have drugs on you? And I'm like, no, I just want to see him. You know, the drive down there was so long that I was completely exhausted when I pulled in the parking lot. Didn't even know where I was at, you know. But the moment he came out, it was tears. Automatic waterworks for both of us. And it was so good to finally see him. You know what I mean? Just so good to finally see him. Was not happy with the way his hand looks. His finger has completely, like, healed up the wrong way. It's not healed up the way that it should. He has something still going on with the foot. Like, there's been no medical attention, but he couldn't take his shoe off in there. They wouldn't let me. He couldn't let me see the actual injuries. So, it's such a helpless feeling, y'all. It's such a helpless feeling. I know he's in prison, and I know that in prison, society looks at you as, you know, a terrible, awful person, but it's absolutely just inhumane to put someone in a cell, in a dorm, in a room, in confinement, in absolute pain, no medication, try to give you the wrong medication, give you an attitude, because when you finally get to the nurse, you know, they're pissed off, and the x-ray tech is pissed off, and they're talking about surgery, and he's got all this proof that he's trying to get medical attention in there, and nobody is listening to him. You know, finally I sit down and I try to write out the email for the classification officer, because I had called her from the hospital, and then I find out the day that I go to send it that he's been transferred already, and he's got a new classification officer, you know. So I feel like I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but it was just crazy. It was just crazy in there. When I walked up to the podium and I gave them Terry's information for him to get called up there, the sergeant knew him from another camp, and he told me, he's like, yeah, I know him. I don't know why he's here. I don't know why they would put him in a camp like this. And I'm like, oh my goodness. You know, that's just not what I want to hear, you know, but it's just different. It's just a whole different, and Terry told me it was going to be that way. You know what I mean? He told me, he said, it's a higher level of security, probably going to deal with a little bit different than you did over there at the other place. And boy, he wasn't lying. He was not lying at all. And it's just crazy where the camp is at because it's so far off the, beaten path. Like when you get off the interstate, you're going like on these roads that they haven't been repaired in forever. And, it's just, I don't know, y'all. I don't want him there. I just don't want him there. I truly don't want him there. I pray so hard that something will happen and he'll get moved from there. I don't feel like he's safe there. My anxiety level shot through the roof the minute that I got there. The only good thing that came out of it, waiting for him, was meeting some more ladies that were out in the front. They had me rolling. Them girls had me rolling. And one of them was so nice. And I hope that you're watching. I hope that you're watching. I told you about my channel. And I hope that you will find me on Facebook too. This experience, though, going to this camp was absolutely so different from the last one. The tension in there, you could cut through it, with a knife. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. The only benefit that I got out of all of it was being able to see him and know, look at him, that he was okay, in the days since that visit, well, real quick, coming back home, I got off the turnpike, y'all, and I ended up on these country back roads that took me forever to get home. It was 9:30 at night. I missed his call, but the one thing that I get out of the visit was, being able to see him again, because all of those days that he's been in confinement, I couldn't talk to him. He couldn't call me, and the letters take so long to come. That is the hardest thing. As far as being in a relationship like this, you know what I mean? We don't have the luxury of just being able to pick up the phone and talk to each other whenever we want to. He can call me, but it's just so strict. By the time we get in a conversation, 15 minutes is over with, Sometimes he gets lucky and he can call right back, but like what I just went through, 2 whole days of not knowing whether he's dead or alive in there, And this prison, you call them and there's nobody picking up the phone. There's absolutely no one picking up the phone. Nowhere. I called on Thursday, and then I called on Friday. I called on Tuesday, and I called yesterday, and I couldn't get nobody. Nobody picks up there. And it's who do you go to? What do you do in that situation? You know what I mean? But luckily he got out. There was an altercation with someone, and that's the thing. He's not in there trying to be some badass. He doesn't want to be in the gangs. He doesn't want to follow the gangs. He just wants to serve his time. And every time he lands at a new camp, they want him to, be a part of it, and he doesn't want to be a part of it. So there's retaliation there. You don't want to agree with him. Oh, you got to pay to stay here, and it's just a bunch of crap. Prison politics. It's so stupid, So, the visit was good. Real quick, I got a picture here. I don't want to run out of time. The visit was really good. I did get to see him. He does look a little bit pale to me. He did get him some new prison blues, as he calls them. So, looking pretty sharp there in him. He actually hates the color blue. And he was just telling me on the phone this afternoon that he does not care to ever look at another ramen noodle ever again. You know what I mean? I'm sure anybody that served time can probably agree with that. You know what I mean? It's so much stress to try to drive down there that I think I'm going to take a break from it this weekend and just not go back. And just do our phone calls and letters until I can figure out what's going to happen. But I'm praying for him to be moved from there, y'all. Absolutely praying as hard as I can that he gets moved from there. It's not a safe place. And I don't even feel safe being there as a visitor. I really don't, Other than that, I'm still working on my journal. And I'm going to just keep working on that until I get it full. It's turned out pretty good, though. It really is. It's turned out pretty good. I hate to be really, really short, guys, but I'm in the middle of cooking dinner. I will try to come on tomorrow and do another video. I just wanted to get something out there and let you guys know, what's going on. Thank you so much for the prayers for him and for my mom. And I'll try to get on here tonight and respond to some of the comments. I know it's been a little while since I've been able to do that, but I will. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the channel. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on Facebook. I'll talk to you after a while. Bye.